1,104 days. And when these days were expired,
that's how many months? Huh? 180 days, how many months? How can a human being do this? I'm trying, you people are rushing. How can a human being organize this? You people are saying that feast, reception, one day, you are tired. How can a human being organize 6 months reception? Every continuous, non-stop 6 months. How can a human being, you are calling this man a human being? And you want to be his wife? 6 months reception, 6 months on a daily basis. There is food, there is cooking. Who should be in charge of that? You are dreaming, you are hoping, you have faith to marry that kind of human being. Because you are seeing from afar, you are seeing the surface, you don't see the real thing. Now, you don't see the responsibility of being in charge of 6 months reception. In the king palace, they don't eat the food that slept. In the king palace, they don't eat leftover. They don't use the same dishes, the same service. So every day for 6 months, if the king ate with this plate, tomorrow you should eat with another plate. When last did you bought a special plate for your husband? If I go to your houses now, what's the difference between the plate you are serving your husband and the plate of others? Thank you for your silence. I'm talking of the ruler of the night. So if I'm in your house, because me, I'm renting in the house. If I'm in your house, you serve me in the same place you are serving the children. What's the difference? You serve me in the same place you are serving others. What's the difference between me and the others? I'm trying to be down to earth. What's the difference? You're not answering. No difference. No difference. That is what is called familiarity. You have become familiar to your husband. And familiarity brings contents. You don't make the difference anymore in your head. You don't see him differently anymore. He has become familiar. He has become a normal. In fact, he has become your brother. It's not even your husband anymore. Now, okay, I heard it. I don't have money. I heard that in my spirit. I heard that in my spirit. The lady answered me that she doesn't have money to change the plates. Okay. Why are you complaining then? My concern is that you are complaining. If you go to faculty of psychology, you're only one definition of a mad person. Somebody who does the same thing every day and then expect other results. Mad person is somebody who eats in the dustbin. Mad person is somebody who walks naked out there. A mad person is somebody who does the same thing every day, expecting different results. That's the definition of mad person. There are many of them. Yes, I shall know the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Amen. I'm not setting people free by prayers. Yes. Set you free by the fruit.
Amen.
Stop being mad woman. Yes. Learn how to rule. Do you do you really think? Do you really think uh, if this man becomes head of state, are you ready? Do you really think that you are ready? Some of you, if God answers your prayer, the way you are praying, are you ready? Vashti was praying to marry a king until she marries the king.
Not ready.
Now the responsibility of being the king wife has come in. She's not ready. A lot of people are seeing pastors from afar. It's true. Don't dream to marry me. Oh. It's true. I say that everywhere. Me, you want to be my wife? You will suffer. Somebody told me, the way you are talking, you are not simple. I said, did I ever tell you that I was simple?
When was the last time?
When was the last time you heard me saying that I was simple?
I did not tell you that.
I'm not simple.
Right.
I can't be simple.
Never.
My life is not a simple
Simple life.
So if you want simple husband, go look for someone else. Are we there? Continue the reading.
And when these days were expired,
How many days?
127,
180 days.
Yes.
Minimum, how many months?
6 months.
After 6 months. Yes, when those 6 months
And
will
when
expire.
these days were expired,
Yes.
the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan, the palace, both unto great and small. 7 days.
How many days?
7 days.
Huh?
7 days.
Into the palace organize a reception. How many days?
1 day. A few hours.
There is a human being in your Bible. Call his generals, his ministers, his parliamentarians, all the big people. Organize 6-month reception. After the 6 months, decided that now for the next 7 days, the palace is open to anybody and everybody.
Wow. A human.
What is the issue in many marriages? Most women have this tendency of choosing those who should come in their house. They are not feeling happy when the husband is bringing any kind of human being. It's true. From time to time, you even bring steak in your house. You know that this one that's entering my home now. You know everything in you is saying
He's
that
telling you.
snake. How do you behave?
When you see that, that is why we are here.
I could accommodate the generals, the ministers, the governors. But this one that now, the small and the ugly and the bad, the good and the bad, the ugly and all of it. This one that you mean that even the street people should enter the palace?
Yes.
Use my plates? Oh, king, my husband, what is this thing that you are doing? Can't we send food in their houses? And then the husband said, because you spoke, I do that 7 days. So for the next 7 days, you see people who have never used toilet. They don't know what water closet is all about. They don't know how to flush. They don't know those things. They don't know. They have been eating there. They don't go nowhere. So when they want to flush, where do they go? You are seeing only food. You don't see the consequences of having the whole population eating for 7 days.
Yes.
Some of them don't know how to use plate. They don't know how to use fork. They don't know 3 glasses, 4 glasses. They don't know. You don't see some of them breaking those glasses, breaking the plates, because they have never used it. Yes. And the king said, nobody, read. Maybe they think I'm the one.
Oh God.
That one was not in the Bible. Oh God is not part of it.
In the court of the garden
Yes.
of the king's palace, where were white, green, and blue hangings fastened with cords of fine linen and purple, so not to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another.
They are talking, how can they take gold, golden vessel, to give to a street man? How do you expect him to value it? You mean this is real gold? Imagine the poor man in the palace. They just gave him wine to gold. You mean this is real gold? So if I leave him now,
Will it break?
and you know the value of that.
Yes, many of them are like that.
Continue.
Wine in abundance,
Oh. While wine in abundance. Yes.
according to the state of the king,
Yes.
and the drinking was according to the law.
Are you getting what I'm saying? It's not about you.
Yes.
And the way he saw it became a law.
Yeah, no.
That's the king. That's the king.
It was not according to you, it is according to the way the king sees it.
Yes.
And the way the king sees it became the law. Pay attention and bring you somewhere. Because if you don't understand this context, you will not understand what's happened to Vashti. I'm trying to show you what will happen to Vashti later on. But I need you to understand the context. Yes.
It says, none did compel, for so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure.
Oh. Huh?
Why?
They never say minus or except the wife. This is where the thing started. The instruction and the law, according to what the king said, you give to everybody what they want according to what they want. So if somebody wants to be pouring wine on the floor, give it. Don't say who is going to clean it up. The king said the population is coming. The poor, the wretched, the rejected, everybody is coming, the dejected, they are coming according to what they want. So some of them are playing, entering the palace, entering the room, jumping on the bed, king. Wow! They have not taken a bath for the past 6 months. But the king said, allow them for 1 week. The palace is open. Let them do whatever they want. He instructed all his officers. Yes.
Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house.
This is where 8th of March.
8th of March.
This is where all the wahala in our homes and families started.
As the king is doing.
The king is doing his thing. The wife is also doing his own thing, her own thing.
Verse 10.
So you have to pay attention. If the king's wife took all the women, who is in charge of taking care of the guests of the king?
Problem.
The instruction was, I've decided to open up the palace to the population. I'm expecting my officers. For once, you are not the queen, you are serving. As a king, I've decided to organize a feast to the population.
Yes.
So I took 6 months with my officers. For the next 7 days, nobody is officer. Nobody is nothing in this kingdom. All of us are serving the population. All the officers, nobody. I gave you 6 months. I took care of you for 6 months. For the next 7 days, we are the service of the population.
I did not get that.
It is in that time that Queen Vashti decided to organize
The one for the women.
International
Women's
Women's
Day.
Problem.
So when you don't read it in the context, you will think that she's doing something good.
Yeah, similar to what the husband is also doing.
She had just decided, I can't go down to that level. There's no way. I am a queen. But it's not about being a queen. It's about obeying the instruction of the king. My husband, you should have told me that you are coming with some people. Yes, I should have told you. But I have the right to surprise you.
That's it.
There are no more of it.
That's it.
I can tell you, Mrs. Nomana, listen, in 2 days' time, I'll be receiving people. I can come with the people directly. Me, I do that purposefully. To see how you're going to react. You see? To know if I'm still a king in this house. I have the right to inform you. I have the duty to inform you. But I have the right to impose on you also some things. If you remove me that right,
Yes.
I will go and extend my relationship elsewhere.
Yes. That's it.
I'm not talking of teaching you. That's not what. Some people have reduced it to sex. It has nothing to do with sex at all. Nothing. Hello. Can I go deeper?
Deeper.
The King Jesus has his agenda. While he's doing his agenda, the wife, the church, is having also her agenda.
Problem.
The King Jesus came to Samaria. His agenda is souls. 12 disciples went to the same Samaria to look for food. They came with roasted fish, macaroni. A woman entered the same Samaria
And brought souls. And brought souls. And brought souls.
So the disciples are giving him, you are hungry, eat.
Yes.
Look, this is not my food.
Yes. An agenda.
How can you be with me 4 months, 4 years? You don't know my food. You don't know what I like and what I dislike. When I was sent from heaven, I've been looking for fishers of men. But I have people who are fishing fish. I'm struggling to convert them from fishing fishes to fishing souls. Anytime I just go somewhere, they go back to their nets. For the past 3 years, I've been struggling with these guys. Peter, all of them. Every time I'm not around, they go back to fishing fishes.